Hey, you guys, it's Matt Frazier, the Psychic Medium, and I am live right now. So come on and enjoy me. I want to talk to you guys about spirit communication and the ways that you can send messages to your loved ones on the other side, how it works, but also how your loved ones can also communicate with you. Because what's so amazing is that it's a two-way conversation. So many people will come to me and hear a message from their loved ones and say, Matt, but how can I talk to them? How can I receive messages on my own? And how can I be sure that my loved ones in spirit have heard the messages that I'm thinking to them and sending to them myself? So I'm here with you guys live to share with you everything that I've learned as a psychic medium. And first of all, I want to say hello to all of you. I see Heather is here. I also see that Terry is here. And I also see that Sassy A. Frass is here. Sassafras. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Oh my God. You guys are so funny how you have the usernames. I also see that Melody is here from Ontario. And I also see that Elizabeth Lee is here as well. Coming in, you guys, come on in. I also see that Paul is here. Hey, Paul. And I see Bonnie is here from Kentucky. I am here on tour right now. I'm actually here in Erie, Pennsylvania right now, getting ready for tonight's show. And then I'm headed tomorrow to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to give live readings. And then from there, I go to Detroit, Michigan to give live readings at the Motor City Casino. So if you can come and see me this weekend, I am here live on tour. And what I also want you guys to know, hold on, I got to check the schedule because I don't want to screw this up. I just announced some brand new tour dates. So while we're waiting for a few more people to join, I just want to let you guys know where you can come and see me live in person. My next stop is I'm coming to Canada. I'll be in Moncton, Canada on September 29th. And then I'm coming to Harris, Michigan for 2 nights. I'm coming to Omaha, Nebraska. I'm coming to Kansas City, Missouri. Yes, I'm cheating. I'm reading it off my phone. I'm coming to Laughlin, Nevada, Santa Rosa, California, and Sacramento, California. So if you'd like to come and join me, you can head on over to my website, meetmattfrazier.com, to reserve your spot. And what I also want you to know is this, is that if you would like to join me for a live online reading, if for some reason you can't make it to one of the tour stops, by now I'm sure that you guys have seen me give live readings online. And a lot of you guys have been writing to me saying, Matt, how do they actually work? Do I need a Zoom subscription? How is it that I attend? I'm not good with the computer. Well, what I want you guys to know is this. If you would like to join me for a live online reading, you don't need a Zoom subscription, and it's so easy. The same way that you're seeing me live right now on your computer, you can join me for a live online reading. You sign up, we send you a special link, you click it, and that's it. You're live with me at that date and time. And it's amazing because all you need is a smartphone to be able to attend. Most people attend on their iPhone or Android phones. Most people attend using their tablets. It's amazing. So if you'd like to join a live online reading with me, the next date is September 17th, but it's almost sold out. And guys, there's only 2 dates. I think only 2 dates left that I'm doing live online readings in September. So if you want to join me on September 17th, you got to go to my website right now, meetmattfrazier.com, and reserve your spot. Unfortunately, not all of you will be able to sign up because I have to keep it to a limited size. So once we're sold out, we're sold out. But if you'd like to try to reserve your spot, head on over to meetmattfrazier.com. Well, there's still time. All right, so let's jump right into it. And by the way, while I'm talking about this, ask me your questions. If there's any question that you have about spirit communication, leave it in the comments because I want to see if I can get to as many questions as I can while I'm here and I'm covering this topic. So first of all, spirit communication. How does it work? And how does it work for someone who's not a medium? Well, first of all, what I want you to know is that even if you don't consider yourself a psychic medium like myself, you were born with the way to connect with your loved ones. You were born with the way to feel energy and sense energy, right? For example, when you meet somebody for the first time, you tap into your intuition and you instantly get vibes on that person. You can tell if that person is a good person. You can tell if that person is honest. You can tell if that person is truthful. You can tell if that person is a sensitive person and a kind soul. You can also tell if that person is lying or not telling the truth or has something hidden about them, right? It's your intuition, meaning that your intuition is actually your own psychic ability. I don't like to use the word intuition because I feel like everyone thinks intuition is just a feeling. But what I want you to know is that intuition is actually a very, very powerful connection that you have to the other side. And here's the reason why. You might say, well, what does intuition have to do with connecting with our loved ones in spirit? Well, first of all, what I want you to know is that every single medium connects with the spirit world in one way. Now, listen, every medium has a different way of connecting, but there's one main way that every soul speaks to psychics and mediums, and that is through our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, right? So what I mean by that is that your loved ones are energy on the other side. And they use energy to communicate with me as a medium, meaning that when I'm connecting with your loved ones, the main way that I connect with them is that I'll sense and feel them. I'll sense and feel your dad with you. I'll sense and feel your mom with you. I'll sense and feel the way that they died, right? I feel it within my body. Well, it's the same way that I sense and feel your loved ones that you sense and feel things. How many times have you met a person and just in your stomach, you can tell that that person is not a good person? The minute you're around them, you just feel sick. You feel like something's not right. You feel like something's off with them, right? How many times has it happened where you might be driving in the car and you feel something tell you to slam on the brakes right before an accident is about to happen, right? That intuition is actually your phone line to heaven and to the other side. And what I can tell you is learning how your loved ones communicate is learning how your loved ones are actually sending signals to you from the other side and how energy works. So this is it. Everything that you're sensing and feeling through your intuition is energy. And energy can be sent and energy can be received. What do I mean by that? Well, you've heard me talk about this quite a bit on, on past videos here on Facebook and on YouTube, right? I talked to you guys about how energy travels. When you're thinking good thoughts about a person, that energy travels. For example, when it's your wedding day or a big day within your event in your life, or a big event within your life, and you have your friends and family with you, and they're happy for you, and they're glad for you, and they're just sending love to you, you feel that energy, right? How many times have you felt that energy on your birthday, on certain occasions when everyone's there for you? You can feel the love in the room. You can feel the energy in the room. Well, what I can also tell you is that there's times when you feel negative energy as well, right? How many times have you had that situation happen where you're fighting with somebody? Maybe it's a distant family member, right? Or a distant cousin. Maybe it's a distant friend, or maybe someone's talking about you. And even though they're miles away, you can feel that energy. When you have a fight with somebody, whether it be through email, whether it be through text, whether it be that they're a million miles away, it doesn't matter. How many times have you had it happen when you feel their energy, right? Even being miles apart. When they're mad at you, right? You can feel them get angry with you. You can feel like you're getting sick to your stomach. It can feel like somebody hit you right here, even though you're not physically with that person. And Miss Anonymous is saying too many times, right? I see so many of you guys are saying that. And many of you have had that experience. Right? I see Nerd Witch is saying right. I also see that Jody is saying you're right. Listen, I know that you've all had this experience, and what I can tell you is this. And Diane George is saying true. What I can tell you guys is this, all right, is that negative energy can be sent the same way that positive energy can. When somebody is sick in the hospital and you're hoping for them to get better, you're hoping that they recover, and you're thinking good thoughts for them, you're sending positive energy to be with that person to help their recovery. When you're mad at somebody, you're angry at somebody, right? You're sending negative energy to be with them, right? How many times do you send a text message and maybe that person on the other end says that they're not mad at you or says they're not upset with you, but yet you feel it, right? How many times you're like, okay, wait a minute, I got to tell so-and-so that I'm not going to be at her birthday, or I have to tell so-and-so that I'm not going to be able to do this for her. And you send that text message and they write back and say, oh, it's fine. It's all good. It's all good. But you feel something different. You feel that energy right here, right? How many of you know what I'm talking about? I see Marie McFadden saying, yes, absolutely, agree 100%. She can feel it. Tammy is saying yes, right? I also see that, I can't read the username, but Xbox One Pro says so many times true, right? What I want you guys to know is that it's because energy travels. But the energy that's traveling isn't just the energy between us. It's also the energy with our loved ones in spirit. It's the reason why sometimes you might feel like you're not alone in the room. You might feel like someone else is there, right? You might feel the spiritual energy around you. You might feel like someone's watching you. You might feel like someone else is in the room and with you. And if you're feeling that way, it's because they are, because we can feel energy. Why can you feel energy? Well, you can feel energy because you have a soul, and your soul is energy, meaning that you can sense the other energies around you. It's your own connection to people and your own connection to the spirit world. That's the reason why we love so deeply. That's why we're so passionate as humans, because we're able to sense and feel things. Oh my God, how amazing, you guys. I'm here in Erie and a bird just flew. Did you guys just see that? A bird just flew up to the window as I was saying that. Definitely a sign. That was so cute. There was this bird that just flew up, looked at me, right? Went like this and then flew away. Listen, it's amazing how your loved ones send signs. So I know it's definitely one of your loved ones that's here right now that's trying to get my attention, probably for tonight's show. But anyway, the reason why I'm telling you this is that it's not just here in this world that we send energy. What I want you to know is that your loved ones are in heaven, but it doesn't mean that they're unreachable. What I can tell you is that your loved ones can hear you at any time, at any given moment. And the way that I like to describe it as this is that, you know how when you get a text message, you can send a text message. Text messages has been the most amazing way for us as humans to communicate. You can send a text message to anyone in the world and instantly their phone will go off. You could send a text message to someone in China right now from the United States, and in China, their phone will go off instantly. How crazy is that, right? Instantly, they can know that you're thinking about them. Instantly, you can wish them a happy birthday. Instantly, you can say, hey, I'm just worried about you. Want to make sure that you're okay. It's in an instant. Well, what I want you to know is that energy travels just as fast as those text messages, actually even further. And what I want you to know is that when you think a message to your loved one, it's literally the exact same as sending a text message to heaven. When you say, oh my God, mom, I really need you to watch over me right now. No matter where you are, just watch over me really quick. I'm going into a really stressful situation at work. Boom, you just sent a text message to heaven. Just like that, in heaven, what actually happens is your mom gets pinged in heaven, like, boom, my daughter's thinking about me. Oh my God, my daughter just sent me this, right? I like to think of it as this. Imagine your loved ones walking around with a Bluetooth headset. And the same way that you send a text message to certain loved ones, when you send a message to your mom or your dad or your sister or your brother, whoever had passed away, think of them with a little Bluetooth headset on. And all of a sudden, it's like, bing, bing. Mom, I wish you were here right now. I really need your attention. Blah, 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 blah. It's almost like pagers. Remember back in the day, we had pagers? Remember that when you wanted to page someone, you called the number and their beeper would go off no matter where they were? That's what's happening with your loved ones in heaven. The moment that you say, mom, ba, 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 your mom is hearing that in her ear in heaven right at that exact moment. It's an instant. It's literally like sending a text message to the other side or a voicemail, so to speak, to the other side. Instantly at that time, your loved one will hear it. So I'm telling you this because many times you guys, might think that I'm just saying this because it's wishful thinking or that, I'm trying to make you feel good. But I promise you that I've asked the other side many times, how is it that you hear us? How do you hear us here in this world? And this is what they have explained it to me as. That's what I want to explain it to you as. But how do you really know that they got your message? How do you really know that your loved one is hearing you? Well, sometimes you might make requests to your loved ones in spirit and ask them for certain things, right? I know I do this all the time. You might ask them, like for example, when I wasn't there with Alexa, when Alexa was giving birth to Royce, I was stuck on tour. I was trying to make my way back, but unfortunately, it was an emergency C-section. And he came out literally before I could make it back in time. And the whole time I was praying, I was talking to my loved ones. I was saying, go be with Alexa. Please watch over Alexa. Don't let her have any anxiety. Don't let her any fear. Please make sure that everything goes okay for her, right? And I was sending my loved ones there and asking them to be with her when I couldn't. And I knew that they heard me. But what I want you to know is that, when you make certain requests, not only do your loved ones hear you, but they send you signs to let you know that they're there. So I want to share with you guys some of the validation signs. I call these validation signs. So when you send a prayer or a special request to heaven and you ask something from your loved ones in spirit, they will give you a validation to let you know that they're there and that they're with you. So for example, let's say that you're searching for love here in this world. Let's say that you're really stressed out because you've just been in one bad relationship after another, after another, after another. Maybe you gave up for some time, and maybe it is that you just started to open yourself back up for love. Maybe it is that you're asking your grandmother or your grandfather or your mom that had passed away to send you someone special in your life. When you make that request, whether it is before you go to bed, in the morning, at a random time, when you just say, Mom, I really need your help. I really need you to, send someone into my life that's going to love me, that's going to be there for me, that's going to do this, 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 and this for me, right? What I can tell you is that your loved ones will respond and show you that they've heard that request. Now, sometimes people don't know what to look for with this. For example, you might ask your loved one for that specific thing. You might ask your loved one to come through and to validate that, that they've heard you from the other side. And you don't even have to ask them to validate. Your loved ones will do it, just when they hear those conversations. Your loved ones love to let you know that they've heard you talking to them. So when you make a specific request, like, Mom, please, I'm ready. I really want to be married. I really want to meet my significant other. I really want to meet my soulmate. Please help me by sending that person into my life. You might start to see signs and be like, what the hell is this? For example, you might make that request and all of a sudden you're driving on the highway and it's one billboard after another after another. One is of a wedding ring and it's your dream wedding ring. And you see it on the billboard and you're like, oh my God, that's my dream wedding ring. And then next thing you know, it might be that you drive a little bit further and then you see another ad that says, have you popped the question yet? And you're like, oh my God, that's weird. And then next thing you know, you might be going in and sitting in a restaurant and the person right on the side of you gets engaged and you're saying to yourself, why is it that I'm seeing all these things about love? Why does everybody have a relationship? Why does it seem like all these things that are about love are popping up? Well, it's because it's your loved one's way of telling you, hey, I heard that you asked for this. We're working on this on the other side, and just be patient. For example, I'll tell you that there was this woman that I was connecting with, and she was really, really adamant about getting a new car. She had gone through a divorce. It was a terrible divorce. She hadn't had money, for years and years and years. Unfortunately, her ex-husband basically took her for everything that she had. She was in a really tough relationship, and her one goal was to buy herself a new car. And she kept telling her loved ones on the other side, like, once I get out of this financial disaster, once I pay off all my bills, once I get my taxes paid, once I get all of this divorce situated, the one goal that she had was to buy herself this car. It was an Acura, and that was her goal. It was the goal that she put up in her room, that she finally wanted to get herself financially stable. She had to work from the ground up to do so, and that was her one goal. Once I get financially stable, I'm going to get this car. I'm going to get this car. Well, don't you know that she started to see that car appear everywhere, everywhere. It started to appear, on the highway when she was driving to work. She would see it, parked in the parking lot, when she was out grocery shopping. It's like no matter where she went, she saw this car. It started to even appear on her phone. It started to appear on billboards and the magazines that she would pick up. And she was like, is heaven teasing me? Like, why is heaven showing me all this? I keep seeing the sign in this car. Why is it that heaven keeps showing this to me? I can't afford it yet. I'm working towards it, but I can't afford it yet. Why does heaven keep showing this to me? Well, it was her loved ones, her angels, and her spirit guides' way of showing her, hey, listen, we know the goal that you're working towards, and we want to let you know, keep your eye on this goal. It's going to happen for you. Keep working hard. We know that you're going through a tough time right now. We know you don't have money right now. We know that it took a lot of courage to leave that relationship, and we know that you're working through it. But keep your eye on the prize. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So what I want you to know is that these are signs of validation, right? These are signs of validation, and what I can tell you is it's the spirit's world's way of letting you know that they're answering your prayers. They're answering your requests. They're showing you that they're there, and they're letting you know to keep going. That's the hardest part, right? Is here in this world, a lot of times as humans, we get down on ourselves. We give up. We think that there's no one there. We think that we're by ourselves. We think that there's no one watching over us, when really you have a whole team in heaven. You have angels, you have spirit guides, you have loved ones on the other side. You have so many people that are there, that are watching over you, that love you, that care about you, that want good things for you. And they send you those signs to let you know that they're there and that they're with you. For example, there was another woman that I was reading for, and she was just feeling like she needed to change her career, but she was so nervous about it. She kept going and going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Do I stay where I am or do I go? Do I stay where I am or do I go? Her heart was telling her that she needed to leave her career and do something that was more meaningful. But her anxiety and her worries and her fears were basically telling her that she wasn't going to be able to make it on her own. Well, don't you know that all of a sudden, no matter where she went, she started to see the different signs appearing. She started to see people doing the same thing that she wanted to do. She wanted to leave her job and she wanted to go into real estate sales. And it was crazy because she felt like no matter where she went, she saw, like, for example, she went to the coffee shop. She was telling me she went to Starbucks and she saw the woman next to her was meeting with the client, helping her map out, her dream house and the house that she wanted. And, to her, everywhere she went, she saw other people living that dream. And she's like, why do I keep seeing this? Well, it was heaven's way of showing her that you can have this. And to your loved ones, that's what your loved ones think about on the other side. It's really crazy to see the difference, right? Here in this world, as humans, we think that's not going to happen for us, or it's too late for me, or, that will never happen for me. That only happens to these type of people. That could never happen for me. And what I can tell you is that your loved ones in spirit think the opposite. Your loved ones in spirit know that the universe is never ending and there's enough room for everyone to make it. There's enough room for everyone to live their best life, to live their dream life, to have the things that they want, right? And there are no limitations. The only people who put limitations on their lives are us. So when you talk to your loved ones, you can ask them anything. You can ask them for help in your life. You can ask them for help finding a soulmate. You can ask them with help over your worries and stresses. Maybe you're just worrying and stressing all the time. Talk to your loved ones. Talk to your angels. Say, angels, spirit guide, loved ones, help me. Help me not be so stressed. Help me to calm down. And what you can also do is you can hand your problems over to them. When there's something that you can't solve, when there's something that's too difficult, when there's something that's really taking up a lot of your time and a lot of your headspace, meaning that you're stressing and stressing and stressing and stressing, ask your loved ones for help. Say, angel, spirit guide, loved ones on the other side, I really need your help with this. I'm really going through this tough divorce right now. I really am having a hard time staying positive. This is what I'm worried about. Please show me how you can help me. That's all you have to do. And whether you talk out loud or in your head, your loved ones will hear you. And by the way, what I want you to know is that because your loved ones have access to your life, it doesn't matter how you communicate with them. You can communicate in the way that feels best for you. I've had people come to me for readings and their loved ones have validated that they heard them in so many ways. For example, one woman I was connecting with and her son was telling me, her son had passed away. And her son was telling me, Matt, you need to tell my mom that I saw the letters that she wrote me in the journal. And I told that to the mother and she was like, oh my God, since the day my son died, she goes, I keep this journal and I write him letters every night before bed. I've been doing it for 5 years. Her son saw that and he was able to read every single letter in heaven. I had another woman who, after her husband died, used to text her husband's phone every single night to wish him to wish him a good night, until one day someone else had her husband's phone number, meaning that, I guess after so long, the cell phone networks give away your number. And somebody else, answered her and said wrong number. And she was so heartbroken, thinking, oh my God, my text messages never made it. But her husband came through in a reading and said, for that 1 year that you sent me those text messages, I heard every single one. So what I want you to know is that, this is the way that your loved ones can communicate back with you, is that when you send them a certain task, when you ask them for their help with something, they will go and validate that they're there and helping you by sending you validation signs. But also what they'll do is they'll come through to show you that they're truly there and with you by appearing in a dream, by making you feel like it's the right time to move towards that goal or move towards that dream, or giving you that hidden strength when you're asking them for support and encouragement. It's truly amazing on how they work behind the scenes. And we don't realize how they truly work until one day we pass away and it's revealed to us all the ways that our loved ones were there and helping us. So I'm letting you guys know this because, like it says, energy travels back and forth. So anytime that you think a message to your loved one, you're sending energy to the other side. Your thoughts are energy. And remember, the spirit world is energy. So it's the easiest way for you to communicate with your loved ones. And what's also cool is that one of the ways that your loved ones can actually communicate with you is through your thoughts. If sometimes you feel like you hear your mom talking to you, or you could swear you hear your dad or your sister or your son whisper you a message, maybe all of a sudden you might be walking and you feel like you heard your son's voice say, Mom, don't be sad. Or maybe it is that you're upset with a certain family member and you're mad and you're holding on to that grudge and you swear you could hear your mom pass away say, don't be upset over that, or let that go, or it's okay. What I want you to know is that you actually heard a loved one. It's the same way that your loved ones can actually appear in dreams and reach you in that way. You don't have to be a psychic or a medium to connect with them, hear them, or feel them. What I want you to know is that any way that you can communicate with them, they can communicate back with you, meaning through thoughts, through dreams, through feelings. So pay attention to everything and know that these are the ways that your loved ones can reach you from the other side. It truly, truly is incredible. And what I can tell you is this: they are always there and with you. I know some of you guys are saying, well, I don't sense and feel my loved ones. But what I want you to know is that even if you don't sense and feel them, it doesn't mean your loved ones aren't there. It doesn't mean that they're not with you. It just means that they're coming through to you in a different way. We don't always sense and feel our loved ones. We don't always feel their presence there. But what I can tell you is they have a watchful eye on you and they're always guiding you, even through those times when you feel alone. Oh my God, I love this. And this is a really good validation. Who just said that? AM says, I felt my mom touch my hair. She used to do that when she was alive. it's amazing the ways that they use to communicate with us. You know, there was a woman I was connecting with, and it was so funny because after her husband passed, she would go and sleep in his chair to feel close to him. And I actually posted the reading on my Facebook and TikTok page and YouTube page. And she would lay in his chair just to feel close to him. And do you know that he had come through and said to me, Matt, tell my wife I don't want to scare her, but I was the one that was rubbing her arm. And she started freaking out. She was like, oh my God, oh my God. She goes, I woke up in the middle of the night. She says, in my husband's chair, and I felt something going down my arm. She says, I thought it was a spider. She says it woke her up out of a sound sleep. It was a tingling that she felt. What she actually felt was her husband's spirit coming and touching her. And it's an amazing validation because it shows us that your loved ones are still by your side, even though it seems like they're so far away. So that being said, you know, grief and worry and anxieties and fears hold us back from doing a lot of things. For example, I'll tell you that there are so many times when people, so many of you, you know, that I connect with, won't attend an online reading or come to a show because you're so afraid of a loved one not coming through. You're so afraid of a loved one not coming through with the message, or you're so afraid of what your loved one will say. And to me, that's the saddest thing. You know, what's amazing is this. Each week I've been doing online readings, right? And each week I've been able to read. I mean, it's been crazy. I've been able to read over 1,000 people just through my online readings. I mean, take a look at my YouTube channel. Take a look at the readings on Facebook. All of the readings that I post, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people who have gotten readings during my online reading events. And it's funny because I haven't even posted all the videos. I've only posted, I've posted hundreds of them, but that's just a few out of the hundreds and thousands of people who have gotten readings from me live online. So what I want you to know is that there's still people that come to me, right? There's still people that will say, oh, Matt, you know, I really don't want to attend because it's a group reading and my loved one might not come through, so I won't attend. And that's the saddest thing, because when you say that, that shows the other side that you're not open to receiving a message. You know, if the crazy part is that everybody asks me, how do I get a reading from you? How do I get a reading from you? And I talk about doing the online group readings, and most people won't attend. And the saddest thing is that I know from the comments that I see that if you were just there, your loved one would come through and reach you. So that being said, for example, tonight is the last night to sign up for September 17th. There is no other time to sign up. We are going to be sold out in just a few short hours. So that being said, if you would like a live online reading with me, if you've been missing someone on the other side, register on my website. It's only $19. I kept it $19 to be affordable for everybody. And it amazes me because there's still some people who won't register. But you know, what's so amazing is that the people who do register are the people that have gotten messages from their loved ones. You know, I made it so easy. All you have to do is go to my website, sign up for an online reading, be part of the experience. And what's amazing is that if there's a message from your loved one, it will come through. But I can only read you if you're there. So that being said, if you missed out on hearing a message from your loved one, maybe my tour isn't coming to your city, maybe it's not coming to your state, maybe it's not coming to your country, go to meetmattfrazier.com. Today is the last day to sign up for the September 17th online reading. So if you go to meetmattfrazier.com and double click on online readings, that's where you can go to register. And what I also want you to know as well is that these are the two ways to get a reading with me, because sadly I don't do private readings anymore. I haven't done private readings in years. All the people who have gotten readings from me only paid $19 and they joined a live online reading event. So the two ways to get a reading from me is to come and see me live on tour. I'm actually live right now in Erie, Pennsylvania. I'll be giving readings live tonight at the Warner Theater in Erie, Pennsylvania. And then I'm coming to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Then I'm coming to Detroit, Michigan on Sunday. And then I'm coming to these cities, states, and countries. On September 29th, I'll be coming to Moncton, Canada. I'll be giving live readings at Casino New Brunswick. Then I'm coming to Harris, Michigan, where I'll be giving live readings at the Island Showroom at Island Resort Casino. Then I'm coming to Omaha, Nebraska. Then I'm coming to Kansas City, Missouri. Then I'm coming to Laughlin, Nevada, Santa Rosa, California, and Sacramento, California. Those are the live. Oh my God, Chastity Rose says, I'm in Detroit. Chastity, there's a few seats left. Make sure you reserve your spot because I'll be there on Sunday in Detroit. So I hope to see you there. So those are the live tour dates. That's where you can join me live in person, where I'm giving readings up close and personal. You can reserve your spot at meetmattfrazier.com. Or if you can't make it, like I said, today is the last day to sign up for the September 17th online reading. So if you want to be a part of it, head on over to meetmattfrazier.com And I really hope that you'll be there because, like I said, the saddest thing is that I know there's so many hurting people that need to hear messages from their loved ones, that need to connect with a loved one in spirit. Maybe it is you didn't get to say goodbye. Maybe it is that you've been going through grief and pain. Maybe it is that you're skeptical and you're like, it does heaven exist? Now that I lost my mom, I really don't know, right? Well, if you're having those questions, if you've been wanting to connect with someone on the other side, if you feel like the conversation is not finished, it's because it's not. So that being said, I hope that I can help you. I hope that you'll be a part of the next online reading or come and see me live on tour so I can help you get a message from your loved one in spirit. But like I said, I can only help you if you attend. So today's the last day, September 17th. Head on over to meetmattfrazier.com to reserve your spot. And I really hope that this video helped you. I want to thank you guys for being live with me right here, right now. You know, and I love coming on, sharing with you everything that I've learned about heaven and the afterlife and the other side. Because if there's one thing that I've learned, it's that you are truly never alone. You have angels and loved ones and spirit guides that are with you through every single part of your journey. And the same way that they're watching over you, what I want you to know is that they're also sending you signs and messages and ways to let you know that they're there and with you. And when the time is right, they'll even come through to a psychic medium like myself. So I hope to see you either on tour or live online. I got to go and get ready because in just a few hours, I'll be seeing you guys in Erie, Pennsylvania. I'm so freaking excited. And in the meantime, trust in the signs, trust in what you're sensing and feeling, and know that you are truly never alone. So until next time, I'll see you guys soon. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. And I hope this live helped you.